Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and I appreciate you tuning in to Cooking and Tailgating with Joe Boo. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different than we normally do. It's still early February. It's actually going to be about the mid 40s today, and I have a great friend of mine. Excuse me for a second. Let me turn this on. I have a great friend of ours who loves smoked cheese. Oh, yeah, smoked cheese. Now, take a look at this. This, my friends, see all this? We're going to smoke this today and teach you how to do it. So, traditional smoking, like if you're doing pulled pork, you want that temperature to be right there at 220 degrees, low and slow. Well, here's the thing about smoking cheese. It's got to be smoke and no heat, which is kind of hard to do. Now, first thing I'm doing right here is, you'll see I have this heater right here, which is great because this gives me charcoal. I've got some oak charcoal in here. Actually, let me get some more in there. I like the oak charcoal in there because it gives a little bit of that oak flavor to it. And then we're going to put in a couple pieces of wood. Now, I have a propane smoker. I know a lot of you don't like propane, but see, here's the great thing about a propane smoker is propane smokers keep that temperature just at what you set it at. And so right now, I have it down low as it goes, which is about 175, which is good. You see a little bit of ash on there, which is good, but not good enough for the smoked cheese. See, this is what's known as a cold smoke. And by that, you'll see over here, I've got trays that have ice on it. Those are going to go right underneath of the shelf. Now, I got a little problem here because you want this to be as close to it so that way it keeps the cheese cold and then the smoke goes around it. So what I'm actually going to do, because I have about 6 inches of space between those, is I'm going to get a couple of blocks of wood to set in there to raise up the ice. And so we do that. That way it gets closer, because if the cheese gets too hot, it'll actually melt around the grill. Now, what I have is I have some Gouda, which is great for smoking, great flavor. I've got some New York sharp cheddar, extra sharp, and I've got some pepper jack. I was looking for the jalapeno pepper cheese, but they didn't have it. They were out of it. So I'm going to go get a couple pieces of wood to set underneath of my trays to raise them up, and I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, so I'm back now. I just got this little piece of scrap wood from my workshop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these under the shelf, or excuse me, on top of the shelf. So when I put the ice in here, it is up a little higher, a little closer to the cheese, because we want the cheese to be able to stay as cold as possible. And you're going to need to add more ice. You want to continue to put more ice in here. As it melts, take it out and change it. We don't want to have melted cheese. And see, I like to use the charcoal. So that way it'll be able to really get around it. I'm trying to see if I can situate two of these in here together. But I think we're going to be good then. There we go. All right. We are in good shape. Okay. So I put some more ice on with this one. Okay. All right. So we've got our ice trays in here. And let me change around so you can see a little. All right, so we've got our ice trays in here. This is where the cheese will go, where this will help to keep it cooler, okay? And we want to keep this as low as possible. Again, we want this to be a low heat. You don't want any heat. We just want the smoke. And so now that we've got our fire right here. The good thing here is, now we've got coals that will smolder for quite a bit. And what I like to do is, to keep it really smoking, is put some of these applewood chips on it. See, this will keep it smoking really, really good. So I can close that up. And the heat below, we have it on the very bare minimum, so that way we'll just get the smoke, and we want to put the cheese so it's just over the center points. Whoa, almost messed up there. Whoa, quick hands. All right, I'm just gonna get this in here with smoke in my eyes. Try and keep it as much as possible over the ice. If you don't, then we're going to have problems. It's going to melt. It will kind of sit onto the, it will kind of sit and get a little bit of the rings on there. But now what we want to do is every 30 minutes, we want to come back out, check the ice, and make sure there's plenty of ice on it. Make sure there's plenty of ice on it, and we want to flip them over. And we'll do this for between 2 and 4 hours. The longer, of course, you smoke, then the better it is. But that looks, doesn't that look good? That looks good. Oh, smoked cheese. Oh, I love it. Oh, boy. So we'll come back and check it in about 30 minutes. Okay, so I had one problem here. It was a little bit too warm, just a little too warm in here. So I ended up putting another block of wood up underneath of it. The cheese has melted just a little bit, but that's okay, as long as it doesn't turn completely flat. So I've got to really watch this. I ended up raising it up, putting some more ice underneath it to help it coagulate. But you can look and see the color is already beginning to change. So yeah, we're getting there. Okay, so we ended up having to make some adjustments. We ended up having to get the ice up there a little bit closer, so I got some more pieces of wood in there. And it was just a little bit too hot. When I was having the propane bottom just kind of keeping the wood chips warm, it definitely had too much heat in there. Remedied that situation. You can see we got good smoke that's going through there. And we're about an hour and 15 minutes in. Let's take a peek here. Let's take a peek. You see that? We've already turned them over once. You can start to see some of that smoke getting in there on the cheese. And I've got to get some more ice here for the bottom. Definitely got to keep plenty of ice underneath of it so it stays cold. I'll be back with some more ice. All right, we've been out here for 2 hours now, and we've been flipping the cheese. And you can see, now I've got good ice up underneath of it. Let's see. Oh yeah. Let's take a look at it. See, this is cold smoke. Look at that. It's getting there. I'm gonna flip them over again. And my first mistake was it was too warm, but you can see we got the good smoke going on here now. And now the cheese isn't melting anymore. But it is definitely going to be smoky. I'm going to do this for probably about another hour. I can do it. You go anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. Now this has got a lot more smoke to it. Look at that. Whoa. And see, the good thing, here's where we know we're doing it good. It's still firm. It's not melted. It's still cold. And you can see this one got a little too hot to start with. But this is what it should look like that. And you can see the Gouda is beginning to get that brown color to it. You can see the smoke that's coming through there. That's good. What I have to do is about every 15 minutes or so, what I'll do is come out here and just kind of take the fire here and just get it. Give it a good blow, so that way those smoldering embers keep going. You know, you want to kind of stoke the fire, but keep that smoke going. You keep that smoke going for another hour, these things will be perfect. Well, it's been about 3.5 hours. We still have smoke, and I think, see, look at that. See, that's much better, because see, that's still It's cold. It's still firm. Still have smoke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull off 2 of these, and I'm going to let my friend Allie check them out and see how they are. Let's go check it out. I taste them, but fortunately, I can't. Okay, so this is one of my JMU alumni here, and we're actually going to do a taste test on the cheese. This is the reason why I'm doing the cheese right now, is because of Allie. And this has been 3.5 hours, so we're going to give her a taste of it. Now you can see you're getting a little bit of the dark color on the outside of it. We really want to actually do it for a little longer, okay? But you can see this is a piece of the pepper jack. You can see that smoke ring that's in there. How's that?
Good. Smoky.
Is it smoky enough for you?
It's smoky.
Okay. Well, we can leave it in a little bit longer. We got to get you to the train station and stuff. So we'll go for another hour. But how is it?
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful?
It's good as is.
Okay. All right. So that's smoking cheese. We've been about 3.5 hours. We're going to go for about another hour on it and let it go. All right. Appreciate y'all.